Hello, fellow motivators. Happy Tuesday. Here's what we're going to talk about this week. We are all about commitment for this month. So this week is all about committing to our work. Now, to do this work, when I looked up the word, by the way, it comes from this Indo-European word "werg," which means to do. And when I really think about that, I read this really good article by Alyssa and Chantel from Business Insider. And when we think about this, y'all, we work on average 90,000 hours in our lifetime. Okay, every year we travel or commute about 100 hours a year, and we read or respond to over 200 messages a day. Our work is a big consumption of our life. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to look at if we're committed to the right work and if we should quit or commit. Okay, so what I first want to do is go over the concept for me of the difference between what I see as a job versus a career. Okay, I've had many jobs in my life, lots of wild and weird ones. Weird ones. And I've been lucky enough to find my career. I've been working for over 20 years. I've been in my career for almost 10. So here's what I'd like to do. At first, I'd like to go over the differences between jobs and careers. And then today I'm going to give 3 quotes. I'm going to give 3 questions to consider, and then 3 quick tips that can help us either commit or quit to what it is that we're doing with our work. So when I look at the difference between the jobs that I've had and the career that I'm in, I think of it in this way. Jobs typically are things that you have to do. Careers are something that leads you to want to do. Okay, so are you having to do this or are you wanting to do this? That's the first sign. The second is jobs for me typically were money-based. I had to make money. Career to me is based in meaning. It's something that is meaningful. There is meaning in my life. So are you going after this money or are you going after this meaning? The other big one that when I really reflect back on it is the time that was taken up from my job or career. And for that is job, you spend time. Career, you invest your time. I'm investing my time to continuously get better in what I do. And after I am done with this career, I will be better because of it. That's not necessarily true with my jobs necessarily. And then the main difference for me is a job helps you maintain your lifestyle. The career helps you gain things in your lifestyle. Those are the differences that I've found. So for me in my career, it's something I want to be doing. It's meaningful. I'm investing time so I can help things and it's gaining things. I am different now where I was 10 years ago in this career because I've gained things from it. If you know, or you've come up with anything else, I know that we have hundreds of people on this call right now. If there's anything you find difference between a job and career, I'd love for you to put it in the comments section. Like, what do you find difference between a job and a career? So let's think about this, okay? There's this quote that one of my, that's heard, if you find a job you love, you never work a day again in your life. And then my friend, he sends me this meme and he says, no, wrong. If you find a career you love, you work every day of your life. And I find that to be true. I work every day because I'm constantly thinking about ways that I can, add value or create things or speak things that I like that. I create that opportunity. Margaret, I love the concept of mental stimulation, level of happiness, passion, which we talked about with purpose. I love these. Thank you all. I can't wait to read all of these comments. The other concept between job and career is this quote that I want to share with you that I really want you to think about, okay? There is a very big difference between 25 years of experience and 25 years worth of experience, all right? If you're in a job that's doing the same thing over and over for 25 years, you're not really gaining experience. All you're doing is doing a job. But if you're in a career and you have 25 years worth of experience, well, you're gaining new things, you're learning new things, you're meeting new people, you are taking things into account of growing. And that's something I want you to consider. One of my favorite quotes from Jim Rohn is either you run the day or the day runs you. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Here's what I'd like you to do today. I'd like you to run your day. I'd like you to think about what you want to do, what you need to do in order to be happy at work, in order to be productive at work, in order to make sure that you're running the day. And this is true. I mean, it's true for everything. Like if you don't run your day, the day will run you. So think about that with our work, okay? The other concept within work, maybe this is another quote that I want to add. Here's what I've learned. because you are good at something doesn't mean you have to do that something. All right? Because you're good at something doesn't mean you have to do that something. I'm good at a lot of things, but that doesn't necessarily mean I have to do that, right? That might be a job that's taking me away from my career. I am supposed to be doing this. I am supposed to be working and being part of this world of speaking and teaching. That's my job. That's my career. It's my life. All right, so 3 questions. Now, I got these questions from my dad, and I've shared these before, but I want to revisit them again because they're very important when it helps us commit to who we are, what we do, and how we work. There are 3 questions we want to ask ourselves to make sure that we're in the right career, right? And, I really want to get across to that I'm not asking you to think about doing something forever. I think it's a really negative thing thinking and teaching kids, like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? Like, what do you want to do for the next 20 years? Like, things change. Big life events happen where your careers might change, and that's okay. So instead of thinking about what you want to do forever, think about, like, what do you want to do right now? Okay, or commit to a little bit longer. What do you want to do for the next 4 years? Like, commit to something at a lower time frame to see if you feel more excited about it. So here are the 3 questions we want to ask ourselves when it comes to our career. 3 questions are, does it challenge me? Does it challenge me? Second question, does it excite me? Does it excite me? And does it add value? Does it add value? Okay. Does it challenge me? Does it excite me? Does it add value? When we answer yes to all of these questions, most likely we're in a career that is really good for us, that makes us happy, that we should be committing to. Okay. If we say no to a lot of those things, we should do a better job of probably quitting. Okay, we're looking at quitting, right? We want to look at how we can commit to this. Like, this job, this career, it challenges me. It excites me. I'm not always happy, but I'm excited about it. And then I know that I'm adding value. Okay. There's this concept, right, of I read that 1 out of 5 kids under the age of 18 want to be famous. That's crazy to me. That's so sad to me. Okay. So here's this concept of this, right? Instead of looking for fame or wanting to be famous, think about what feelings you want. What type of feelings do you want to have with work? Like, I want to be challenged. I want to be excited. I want to feel like I'm adding value. Instead of fame, focus on feeling. The same comes to, like, a lot of people go for their job or their career searching for fortune. Like, instead of thinking about fortune, think about legacy. What type of legacy do we want to leave? Not what type of fortune do we want to have. I want to leave legacy with my strategies, with my feelings. Like, I want to be gone in 50 years and have people have something, continue to work with something, right? That's why I'm dedicated to this. So instead of like fame and fortune and all these things, think about feeling and legacy. All right, so some tips, some ways of how we can feel more committed to our career, or understanding we might need to quit our career. Okay, so I'm sitting next to this woman on this flight, and we're talking about what she does and what I do. And she says, wow, it sounds exciting what you do. And I go, what do you do? And she takes like 5 minutes and she just complains about her job. She's like, it's hard, it's work, I'm traveling all the time, never get to see my kids. And then she says to me, but I get 2 weeks paid vacation, so I can't really complain. What? Yes, you can complain. First off, you have been for about 5 minutes now. Okay. Second off, I want you to understand. You take nothing else away from me today. Here's the takeaway today. Okay. It took a while to get to, but this one's a takeaway that I want you to understand. Okay. Because I was like, well, why don't you quit? And she said, I can't quit. I can't quit. And here's the concept I want you to take away. There is a very big difference between what you won't do and what you can't do. There is a very big difference between what you won't do and what you can't do. I know a lot of people who won't do something because they have a little added benefit. They get 2 weeks of vacation, but 50 weeks of their life are miserable. No, not for me. I've had a lot of jobs in my life. I have made money and I have been on food. Last year I was on unemployment. Okay. I've had the roller coaster of it. And I will tell you right now, being in a career that you love is way better than being stuck to something because it gives you some added benefit that you think is important, okay? So some tips that I want to share with you. First, I want you to find what I call champions in your life, okay? Champions, there's a very big difference between a coach and a champion, okay? Some people confuse this. Champions are people who have already been where you want to go, and they give you strategies of how they got there. That's it. They don't hold you accountable. They don't check in with you and say, did you follow up? No. Champions are people who said, hey, here's how I did it. Here's what I did. You take those strategies, you use them, or you adapt them, or you forget them. But we want more champions in our life. Go out and get a champion this week. Go out and get somebody, talk to somebody that you want to interact with, that has been where you want to go, and learn from them, reach out to them, have lunch with them, intern for them. And don't think internships are for teenagers or for college students, right? Some of the best interns I ever had were 40 years old because they were changing careers in their life and they wanted to figure something out, okay? Go and do something where you're interning, or you're asking questions, or you're taking people out to lunch, okay? Everybody has to eat lunch, right? Okay. Another tip is this concept of looking at where we are with our work, okay? So we've heard there's two options. Are we working to live, or are we living to work? And to me, I can't really say there's one that's right or wrong. However, there's a third option that is overlooked. It's not about choosing, are you working to live or are you living to work? The third option is, can I live and work? I can do both. I don't have to balance them. I can blend them. I can very well live and I can very well work. I can do both of those at the same time. So you don't have to choose. It doesn't have to be a choice. You can commit to living your life and working, especially if most of our life is working 90,000 hours, y'all. That is working 8 hours every single day for 40 years. Okay, do something that makes sure that it's challenging you, it's exciting you, it's adding value to the world. Okay, and then this concept really too of if you really want to, I know it sounds wild, but take one of those career assessments. Take one, try it, see what comes up, see if something goes to you, and then go back to school for it, right? Like that's literally what you can do, is you can say, hey, or you can continue to work, and then you can go back to school, or you can try something else, or you can get a different degree, or you can do something to switch into your career. So here's what I want you to do. This is the takeaway that I want you to think about. Are you in a job, or are you in a career? Are you in something that is where you want to be, that is meaningful, that's challenging you, that's exciting you, that you're gaining, that you're not spending time, you're investing your time in, and afterwards you're not rich because of it, but more importantly, you've left a legacy that people are adding value into their life because of it, okay? So here's the takeaway. Here's what I want you to act on this week. Are you in the right career? Are you in the right career? If you are, then it's time for you to be the champion. Okay, it's time for you to champion someone else. If you're not in the right career, figure out what that career looks like for you this week so you can start taking the actions. And you know what? Go back to another Tuesday takeaway and look at the very first Tuesday takeaway of the 5 Ds. Okay, that's what I want you to do this week. And remember, this week, I want you to not be living a life. I want you to live the life. Thanks, fellow motivators. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Ryan. This was a good one. I'm putting the worksheet that you can share on your social media. Also, there are opportunities at Bellevue University if you ever want to talk with an enrollment counselor. There are some different assessments that we have. Some of that has to do with, are you ready to start a program now? But some of it is just a conversation that you can start. What are your goals for your career? What do you want for your timelines? Things like that. And then we can look at possible degree programs that may help you reach that within the organization that you're in. And many of the people that are joining us today are part of our partner organizations too, our corporate partner organizations, where some of the leaders in your organization have identified some of those programs that may help you in building that career. So that's just an option if that's of interest to you. Always appreciate, Ryan, the things you're, you gotta say
something. One thing, Brianna, if you're still on, Brianna, you have a question. What advice for you if you feel you're in the right career but wrong employer. A couple things. First, get your LinkedIn updated. Okay,
Yeah.
get it all updated. Second, ask other people in your industry who's hiring, what are they looking for, what are they doing, fingering like that, right? And then second, look at and see and have the conversation with your employer. They might have you in the wrong position. They might have you with the wrong manager. You might not be in the right position at that company. So those are the three things. Update your LinkedIn so recruiters can find you. Talk to other people in your industry so you can figure out who you want to be around and who else is applying so you can reach out to them. And then third, talk to your employer and tell them, you know, I'm in the right career, but feel like something's going on there. I wanted to give you that insight.
Ryan, you said something when we did our events last fall. When you asking those mentors or those champions or those people, who do you think I need to know? That we talk a lot in I love that phrase, and keep that in mind. Asking the people, cool. You know, who do you think I need to know? Love it. It's,
love it. All right.
Everyone, thank you so much. We appreciate your time today. See you next week.